Good evening and welcome back to another episode of What's Your Story? Tonight we are sitting down with Shelley Wigglesworth, who is a very busy lady. She's constantly writing about people. You will see her articles in The Village, the monthly magazine that comes out through town. And as we sit and talk with her, we're going to learn a whole lot more about Shelley. So welcome to our show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for being here. We know you are busy, so we're going to get right to it and ask you, did you grow up here or are you from?
Yes.
Right? Because I've seen your name around ever since I started working at the library, so I know that you...
I'm a fourth generation native, so...
Wow. Oh, that's great.
I'm from Kennebunk, but we always felt like Kennebunk and Kennebunkport are the same. We're all the same community. And I've lived only in Kennebunk and Kennebunkport my entire life. I'm 54 years old, and I've never left the area.
Yeah. Well, it's a pretty nice area to be in, as you know. So you went to Kennebunk High School.
Yep.
And then after that, children?
A bunch of different things. I did not take the normal path to everything.
Neither did I, Shelley.
Yeah. So I went to college part-time for 10 years while my kids were little and on and off. I have two kids. I had kind of young, in my early 20s and stuff. But I've always worked locally, stayed locally, been connected to the town. And I started writing for the Star when I was in my late 20s, and I wrote there for like 20 years. And I do have a liberal arts education, but I kind of fell into this, and people started reaching out to me to write. So I'm primarily writing now, in addition to working on and running my boyfriend's fishing boat, the Nor'easter.
The Nor'easter. So I see pictures every once in a while on Facebook.
Yeah.
So, and I've seen you down in Camp Ellis on somebody's boat that gets...
I was a mate on another boat. I've been on boats. I've worked on boats for quite some time. Now I only stick with one boat, Mike's boat, because I have too much going on. And we run the business together.
Yeah.
So we take people deep sea fishing during the day from 7 to 3. We go 20 miles offshore, and it's $95 a person. We come back in, and all the fish is filleted for you. We'll teach you how to fish. If you've never fished before, you don't need a fishing license.
Yeah.
So we clean the boat, and then we take people to Perkins Cove, Ogunquit every night in the summer from 4 to 8. It takes about 45 minutes to get there. Passengers can get off for 2 hours and walk around and eat.
Oh, nice.
And then we're back in Kennebunkport by 8. So we do that 7 days a week in the summer. I write for The Village. I write for Commercial Fisheries News, Maine Lobstermen's Association. I'm very much an advocate for the fisheries, and that kind of goes hand in hand with my work on the boat, because I'm in the industry and I'm writing about it. So I'm not just someone who doesn't know anything about it, just hopping on and asking questions.
So big question, when do you sleep?
I love what I do. So I'm also a writer for the Conservation Trust, the Kennebunkport Conservation Trust.
That's right.
I'm their staff writer too. Yeah. But I love everything that I do, and because it's all in town, it all kind of dovetails. It's all kind of connected, and it just feels like my life. It doesn't. I don't get as stressed as I think people who don't love their jobs do.
And you had a book that came out, was it last year or the year before? I've kind of lost track in the pandemic. Yeah. And that was a book about the Noonans, correct?
Yep. The Noonans of Cape Porpoise. 10 generations of a fishing family that have been fishing out of Cape Porpoise since the Civil War era, and how they really helped to develop the town, how they've contributed to everything, because commercial fishermen really do help you live better. They are such an overlooked component in the economy in general.
I agree.
And there's just so much more to it. It's definitely a way of life. It's not... fishermen are struggling a lot right now, so I try really hard to be a voice for them. Whenever they ask me, I'm there.
Yeah. So and they're still going strong. 3 C's, isn't that one of the Noonans that is now? Yep. Where is it Mrs. Sanborn?
Yep.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of who was there prior to that.
She had Sanborn's vegetables.
Yeah.
And actually, Colby, who runs 3 C's, worked for her when she had the vegetable stand. He's actually the only one out of that whole family that isn't lobstering, but he's in the industry.
But he's in the industry, right.
So we're all in the industry, really.
That's so great. And you have Tom and Alyssa.
Yep, I have 2 grown kids.
Yeah.
And,
so what are they up to these days?
Oh gosh, they're gonna hate it when they see this here. Alyssa works for UNE, and she actually does stuff at the library a lot
she
too.
does.
She does prevention programs, and she just became a yoga instructor. She plays ukulele.
Yeah.
She lives in Biddeford. Tom lives in Portland, and he works at a Scandinavian restaurant. And he also does social media and website work privately for some businesses.
Yeah.
And
I think, I don't know if it was in a paper that I saw, maybe I recognized him. Was there a book, was there a restaurant review of his place?
Possibly,
Maybe
yeah.
that's what it was. And I said, I think I know him.
yeah, it's funny. He's in Yarmouth, but he said people from Kennebunk, the last name, they say, is Shelley your mother?
Yeah.
Actually, both of my kids say that a lot. It's the name.
So, and you're also a master gardener.
Yes. Yep.
So, and you've done some programs here for us with
Yep.
the children's. What was that program like going through?
I took it because I've always loved gardening, and they have a certain amount of openings every year. You have to apply because it's just a once a year thing, and it's through the University of Maine Cooperative Extension. And you have a really we cover everything from botany to pollination to orchards, trees, plant propagation, composting, vermicomposting,
Wow.
all kinds of things. So we cover topics every week and learn about all of it. And then part of staying certified as a master gardener is you have to give back 20 hours every year. So I've always done it here at Graves.
Yeah.
And we've done worms here, worm composting, and we've done terrariums and growing sprouts. We've done a lot of programs over the past 10 years or so.
And I think this year, when, this was probably the first one that we could have in person. I saw some of the terrariums that left here. They were
fun.
beautiful. And I think, the kids were so proud.
Yeah, they were
when
really...
they came into the office to show us, and it's like that's something that you could probably buy downtown for.
Yeah, it's fun. I've done adult classes before, and I think we should do one here at Graves, actually.
I think that would be a good idea, because I think people would really enjoy that.
And you can add to it and put new plants in, do different things with it, and just kind of tailor it to the way you want. And for the kids, it's living. It's a little living ecosystem, so they can watch things grow and they can learn from it. And as long as they take care of it with very basic, easy instructions, it can stay forever.
So, and do you continue to take courses, or are you just at the point now where you're just giving back?
Yeah, I try to stay certified too, but I have so much going on that I have to. I still try to give as much as I can everywhere, but I'm not getting any younger. So I have to put the things that make money in the forefront and then help out after.
Exactly. So now for the Village magazine, what's that like month to month? Can you walk us through that?
Sure. I've been there for about 7 years, and what I really love about it is I am from this area and I know these people, and so I have a connection, I think, that a lot of other publications may not have. My connection goes back generations. My parents went to school with their parents. My grandparents fished with their grandparents. It goes back that way. And I guess what I'm most proud of is I feel like I've established a really good level of trust with the community. So the Village gives me a lot of leadway, which I appreciate as the lead writer. Because people come to me with their articles. I never have to go looking for anything. And as a freelance journalist, I'm lucky because I have the liberty to say, that does not resonate with me. That's not something I feel good about writing about. If I had a contract in just a main employer, I would be given assignments, and I would have to cover it whether I believe in it or not. So I have a little leadway that way to say, no, this does not work for me, because I cannot write anything I don't believe in. I just can't do it. And I focus on human interest, though, also. A lot of people call me with the dirt or the scoop, and I say, that's not what I write about. I can profile your family or a business or whatever, but I'm about the human interest stories that connect us all as a community, mostly. And the only other type of thing that would not be like human interest would be just advocacy for the fishing industry, which I sometimes do for mainstream papers too, not just the fishing publications.
Well, Well, I see some of your posts, and it's wonderful that there is a voice out there, because I think people work so hard and they're just so underappreciated. And, we take for granted that we can go to the market and, get these things, but, somebody had to go catch it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and we have to really, it's important to be able to harvest fresh wild-caught seafood, employing Americans, because we do have regulations and we do have standards, and if we are not able to depend on the fish in our oceans locally, we become dependent on another country, and some of these countries have very unscrupulous fishing methods, and you don't know how long where your food's coming from. So it's know your fisherman, know your food, know your farmer, know your food. Keep it as close to home as possible. Everybody supporting each other.
Yeah, that's good advice. What about when you're taking people out on your we do the watches that you do, and then the going down to Agunquit? Is anybody if someone gets sick, or that must happen here and there. That must be a little tough.
We've only had one person get sick on the trips to Agunquit, and she was pregnant. She's the only, that trip is quick. It's 45 minutes. We see the coastline. It's a beautiful little trip.
Yeah.
We hug the coastline all the way there.
Yeah.
So that's very rare for anyone to get sick. In all the years we've been doing it, one person who happened to also be in the early stages of pregnancy.
Yeah.
Deep sea fishing, it does happen a lot. The thing is, if you've not done it before, you don't know if you're going to get seasick.
Yeah.
And some people do, some people don't. Some people get it bad, and some people don't. But we can see we can see the color drains out of their face. They start going like this on the ride out. We know it's coming.
Yeah, that must be tough though when you're trying to give a lesson, or showing people what's going on. And I'm one of those folks, so I kind of know. I don't want to get out there and ruin everybody's time.
Well, we have 5 bunks down below. We call it sick bay. So some people snap out of it too. After a while, they kind of get their bearings. And so they can lay down if they want. They can. The boat's 42 feet, so there's room, and we have a restroom on board. So a heated covered wheelhouse. It's not like they're just kind of sitting there and everyone else is fishing and they're sick. You know.
Where do you go out of? Right here?
We are located right behind the Pilot House restaurant.
Okay.
We're docked right next to the Spirit of Massachusetts.
Yeah.
And we go offshore to Jeffrey's Ledge pretty much. 7 days a week, as long as we have 10 people booked.
Yeah.
Boats in the water year round. Mike's a commercial lobsterman in the off season.
Wow.
And because he saw the writing on the wall, we really diversified because of all the pressure that's really on fishermen right now. So still commercial fishing, but diversifying to make that boat is a workhorse. Just using it for.
So so when you go to Perkins Cove, how many people are on that usually?
We only take up to 24. Okay. But we need a minimum of 10 to make it worth it.
Okay.
So anywhere from 10 to 24 people. Yeah. It's only $40 and round trip, and
that's really fun.
Yeah,
that's really fun. Can people, if I know I want to go in August, I can call you up and make a reservation?
Yeah, you can do it right online.
Yeah.
We have people booking for Perkins Cove online now. Just book it ahead of time and show up. And the great thing about that trip is it's really good for all ages. We have people with strollers with little babies, and we have older people, because we dock right in the cove and you just walk right up and you're in town. There's no navigating anything. The restrooms are right there and the town's right there, right at the dock. So we have elderly people on there. We've had people in wheelchairs, all different ages. We'll have kids that just, they're probably preteens, and they all take off and get their ice cream while their parents are shopping, and kids that are college age that head straight for the bar, and there's something for everybody going on there. And the Marginal Way, of course, is beautiful too. You can just walk that.
Yeah, it is. Any thoughts about getting your captain's license?
No. I'm the shore captain. I do go offshore when he needs me to, and I am the mate on the boat for special occasions. And for the Perkins Cove trips, we do ash scatterings at sea too. So I'm the mate for all of that stuff. We have a regular mate who does the offshore stuff, but I do whatever he needs as a fill-in.
Okay. So no captaining.
No.
So when we get close to ending our interview, we usually have like a rapid fire one-word answer.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coolest place you've ever been? Not temperature-wise.
Oh. I don't know. I haven't been to too many places.
That's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
No, that's okay.
Probably fishing with wicked tuna. Probably out in the ocean,
Okay.
fishing with
Oh,
those
wow.
guys. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That was cool.
On the show?
I might have had a cameo here and there, but that's it.
That's pretty fun. I've watched that show a few
It was
times.
cool. It was a neat experience.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh wait, I've got one. Vietnam. I did go to Vietnam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When did you do that?
I did that in 2008. My dad's a Vietnam vet, and I went over there for 2 weeks with 10 vets.
Wow.
And I got to write about that, and
Yeah.
I think I did a presentation at the library.
What an experience.
Yeah, it was kind of neat.
Gosh. Favorite color?
I would say neutral colors are good for me, or even like soft pastels.
Favorite cocktail?
Margarita, no salt.
Okay. Straight up or on the rocks?
On the rocks for sure.
Do you have a favorite book?
I have a couple favorites. Do you just want one?
No, you
Okay.
can give them both of them or three of
Okay,
them.
A Tree Grows in Brooklyn.
Okay.
My Love Affair with the State of Maine, and The Old Man and the Sea.
Oh, excellent. Those are good choices. And as far as Alyssa and her ukulele, is she gonna teach you to play it anytime soon?
She's very busy too. She's like me. She volunteers at the Center for Wildlife. She works full time. She teaches yoga. She has a pretty full schedule. Maybe if we have downtime.
There you go.
I'm not as musically inclined as she is.
Pretty good. I was in the same class,
Oh,
the
that's
same
right.
ukulele class with her, and it was
She's
fun.
kept up with it. Yeah.
I have not. So,
She's still kind of like, I'm not ready to do it in front of people, but she does it at home and records it, and then I ask her to share it, and if I could share it, and I do. So
I used to play to my cats, and they'd go running
That's
out
what
of
she
the
does.
room.
Oh, they.
So, thank you so much for taking the
Sure.
time with us, and
wonderful.
we appreciate everything you do.
Thank you.
Your writing is wonderful. It's great to see the
you.
articles and
Oh.
and learning about people around here. I mean, that's kind of what this show is all about.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be able to read, local stories, and there's a treasure trove of people and things around this.
I love this town. I
Yeah.
love the people in this
Yeah,
town.
yeah.
And like I tell all of them, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah,
I'm here for
yeah,
the duration.
yeah,
So
that's awesome.
I'll do anything that I can to support support the town.
So,
what I believe in.
good luck on your season of
Thank you.
tours.
Yeah.
And thanks tonight to our producer, Mike Kelly, and keep up the good work.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for being here. And thank you all for joining us for another episode. And hopefully we'll see you right back here next time on What's Your Story?